Hey everybody, it's Ron and Debbie. We're back for another edition of Ask Ron. Okay, Ron, our first question is from Ashley McHenry from Broken Arrow, Oklahoma.
Hello, Ashley.
Should we follow up on a lead where the seller is motivated in selling their house but is still looking for another house to live in?
Well, yes. I mean, you can't really tell what the true motivation is until you get in a conversation with the seller. Unless the seller says, no, I'm not going to sell my house until I find another house. Gosh, I'd still even want to know if there's any reason for me to wait till they find another house. In other words, will the seller take terms? Because if not, you shouldn't follow up with them at all. But if they're willing to take terms, I would generally suggest, why don't you go ahead and let me buy your house, you live in it till you're ready to move, and then my payments will start X number of months after you're out. That way you'll know your house is sold before you buy the other house.
Okay. All right, next question is from Paul Gavin from Brookfield, Wisconsin.
Hey, Paul.
I am thinking I need this review before I make any presentations to my neighbor. The neighbor wants to buy his house.
Okay.
Is there a way to put a terms deal together that involves both homes? My house is larger on the street corner and he has always wanted it if we moved away. I carry the mortgage in my name. My ex-wife is a real estate agent, so if one is necessary at any point, he has a realtor. My house is on a VA loan. I don't know yet the details of his ownership. I want to eliminate my expenses with that home and don't want the expense of taking over his house unless I can figure out how to work a terms deal in lieu of paying any realtor fee. She can have part of cash up front if necessary.
Well, Paul, thank you for that simple question. Look, man, I don't even know how to interpret that question. From what I get out of it, you want to buy their house on terms, and you want to sell them your house on terms. Well, fortunately for you, you can do that if you got a VA loan, because the VA will not call your loan due if you sell it with installment sales. You can go pull that out of va.gov yourself. As to buying their house, that's just something you're going to have to arrange with them on terms. And I don't know what else to tell you about that. Of course, you want as little or nothing down. Now, if you're going to swap houses, is that what I heard out of that?
Yeah,
the
well,
neighbor's going to buy his house?
Yes, he wants to know if necessary, do I trade titles and get cash from him and then set up a terms deal?
Well, I don't know, because I don't know the deal on his house, so that's very difficult for me to answer. I don't have a problem with you selling your house on terms. I would always want a down payment, but on the other hand, how much equity is he giving you in that house? So if he's giving you, a bunch of equity, when I take a house in on trade, I never give more than about 50% of the value of the equity as trade toward my house, especially if it's cutting down the amount of cash I'm getting. Even when I trade, or always when I trade, I still want some cash out of my buyer, even if I'm taking something else in on trade, like their property. But gosh, I don't know enough about this deal with your neighbor to make any more comment than that.
Okay. And Paul, if you find out, or when you find out, you can always write back in and we'll get it back to Ron. He can answer it.
Starts with the information about their house.
Okay.
What do they owe? What's their payment? What's it worth? What kind of conditions it in?
All right. Next is from Rachel Chen from Chicago.
Hey, Rachel.
What are the forms that are needed for a subject to deal?
Purchase and sale agreement, and you should get a release, authorization to release signed by the seller. That's all you need.
Okay.
That is to get it under contract. From there, your attorney will take care of the rest of it when he prepares the closing package.
Okay. All right. Next is from Andrew M. is the only last name we got here, from New Mexico.
Andrew?
I believe I may be on the verge of my first deal. Very excited about that.
Good.
Lady wants to sell her condo as quickly as possible. She wants to move out of state because she's lived in New Mexico her whole life.
Mm-hmm.
She got it appraised by a realtor for $80,000. According to Zillow, it looks like most places in that complex and on surrounding streets are selling for more than that, primarily over $100,000. She said she's received the property via quick deed and that the condo has no liens or mortgages attached. She says the majority of her belongings are already out. I'm waiting for her to send me asking price and pictures. So here are the questions.
Good, about time.
Do you feel wholesaling would be the best option?
Doubt it. Doubt it very seriously.
Okay.
But
Let's...
not giving me much to go on. Guys, let me point out, whenever you send me a house problem, you must always include all the math. If you ask me questions and you don't give me the math, I can't give you an answer. Garbage in, garbage out. No idea what the condo's worth. She says it's free and clear. Don't know anything beyond that. What's the seller want? What are the terms? And by the way, the fact that she bought it on a quit claim deed, that's Q-U-I-T, not Q-U-I-C-K, makes me want to definitely do a title search on it, because that is not normal. A warranty deed is normal, so why did her seller deed it to her on a quit claim? Is there a title issue? Now, we don't need to know that till we have to get a contract signed, but that sure raises a red flag to me. But I have to have more information to be able to answer that question. I can't just make it up as we go.
Okay. Do I have to be present for the closing with the buyer and the seller?
No, almost never are we present. We do it all electronically today. Now, many times, one or the other will go sit in front of the attorney, but almost never do they sit in the same room at the same time.
Right. Okay, Ron, that's all the questions we have this week.
That's it?
That's it.
Okay. Guys, do you realize we're in the middle of June already? This year's half over. What have you accomplished this year? What are you going to accomplish the rest of the year? Why don't you sit down and write out your goals and do a detailed plan on how you're going to get there. And let's make this year a good year. Still got a whole half a year left to do it. See you next week.